So this is ultimately where I want to teach her to walk straight on the heel, just there, and that's where we're aiming for. She may move forward a little bit, but ultimately that's where we're aiming for, close to the heel to start off with. But obviously when she's a little bit more driven, she's going to move forward a little bit, but this is what we're aiming for, which is all good stuff. So we've done a couple of circuits now. She's now got the freedom of the long line, and she's choosing to stay with me. That might be because she still thinks she's on lead, which is great, which is what I want. I want her to walk here. I want to restrict those movements. I want to restrict her wandering off, doing her own thing, putting her nose down, running around like those idiot dogs down there. I want to restrict that because that's no good to her. We don't want her to do that. We want her to stop when we stop. Sit. We want her to sit when we are to ask her to sit. We want her to focus when we ask her to focus. We want her to mark the birds. We want her to just stay in this social drive, but still, to a point, have that prey drive. So it's a balance between them. And my uncle was a gun dog trainer, and obviously I've told this story time and time again. One thing that always stuck with me is how he controlled his dogs. He says, if I restrict them now, at that early stage, they'll get a lifetime of freedom. And that is true. We come out, we get a puppy, and so many people come out and off they go. They allow the puppies off. Puppies are running around, got all this freedom. And then all of a sudden, that 10 yards becomes 20 yards. That 20 yards becomes 50 yards. That 50 yards becomes more and more and more. And they get further and further away. And we lack the ability or the control to get them back. And then that's where the problem begins. That's why we end up doing recall training. And if I restrict her freedom right now, where's my recall? I don't need it. I don't need that recall right now. Anytime I'll need the recall is if I send her out to go and pick up something to get her back. That's the only time I'll use that recall. The rest of the time it's here, on heel. I know it sounds harsh to some, but if you know the job of a gun dog, especially a peg dog, you know that this is important. Heel work is important. Patience is important. Focus is important. And this is what I want from her. Come. There's the long line. Come. Let's go. This is what I want. She's a follower by nature. We just need to enhance that. Keep that behaviour going. The teaching of this is so important. Don't mind her putting her nose slightly down. I just don't want her tracking and wandering off. Beautiful. Good start. So I've already took her off the Longline because I think it was confusing her a little bit. It wasn't too heavy for her, but it kind of slowed her down. But it seemed to just not really give me a true indication of where her drive is. So I took her off, just left her on the standard line, just dropped her down. So dropped her lead on the floor, and she's still following, she's still walking with me, still focused, still in that social drive. The reason I use the long lines is because obviously she's new to me, she's new to this area, so she's new to this area, she's new to me. Like I said, she's only met me twice. It just gives me a little bit of security, making sure that she's not going to just bolt off on me. So I've just done a couple of retrieves with her, and she was pretty good with the drive, but obviously when I had the long line on, it was causing a few issues, that she wasn't running in as fast as I wanted her to, and it was stopping her from then turning and bringing it back. So by taking this off, I'm going to do a few more and just see where the actual drive is.